Just like that, welcome back. We finna get into this Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony situation. As far as like everybody speaking on what this man said, I heard some of what he said, but we're gonna get a little bit deeper into it and see how everybody reacting. But my thing is, I need people to have an open mind to the fact that this man just lost a child, and a lot of people comment they never lost nothing in their life. A lot of times, and a lot of them ain't never even lost their child. So we're not even finna get into that because at the end of the day, this man lost his child. His child was murdered. Despite how everybody feel, whether it was defense or it was not self-defense or whatever, this man lost his child. So we finna get into it and see what the fuck is happening.
Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Alba.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did.
This week, all eyes have been on the Carmelo Anthony trial, when it was announced that the 19-year-old will be found guilty of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now, if you don't know about the case, Carmelo was at a track meet in his hometown last year when he was approached by fellow students, one being Austin Metcalf, and was told that he had to leave from under a tent. Now, according to reports, things would get physical after Metcalf would first push Carmelo during their argument, in which Carmelo will respond by stabbing Metcalf after warning him to not touch him. Now, as more continue to debate the case, parents of both teenagers are now speaking out. In a new interview conducted on Wednesday, Jeff Metcalf, Austin's father, would speak with outlet Jinx Reality for a nearly 3-hour conversation about the case. Now, despite the interview appearing to give a grieving father his chance to speak, now has looked to have backfired as clips of Metcalf making racist remarks are starting to spread from his interview. At one point, Metcalf would even refer Carmelo Anthony as a watermelon felon, in his way of showing that he too can go viral.
He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
I want to say this real fast and then we're going to get back into the video. But the thing is this, he not really, people missing the point of what he's saying because 100% if you watched everything he said prior to this moment, he never wanted this to be about racism. He never wanted this to be about a black and white thing. But it's always going to be about a black and white thing or a black and Mexican thing or a black and this thing when black people are involved and it ain't black on black. And that's the biggest issue we got in our community. Even what he's saying, like with the whole, it's like that in your culture. You people hang your head on like dumbest shit ever, which is true. We do. Nobody would pay attention to this case if it was two black boys. Nobody would give a fuck in the black community. And we need to stop that. Another thing is, you can't escalate a situation because somebody pushed you to kill them. Everybody gonna say, oh, he was gonna get jumped. It's two people jumping on one person, either or, in a room or area for a tent full of other kids. Another thing is, nigga, even if that was the case, that does not give you the right to kill them. But we gonna finish the rest of this and I'll see what the fuck going on.
Now, D.L. Hughley, who has been keeping an eye on the case, would catch wind of the moment and would fire back at Metcalf for several offensive things he would say during this interview. Over on Instagram, while sharing part of Metcalf's racially driven moments, Hughley would go on to say, Number 1, no parent should ever have to bury their child. Number 2, your loss isn't a free pass to spew racist tropes, spread false racist stereotypes about black fathers, or make generalizations about you people. Now, as mentioned, this interview is nearly 3 hours long and also shows Metcalf pretty much dissing everyone involved with the case. Now, despite him opening up about how he's dealing with the loss of his son, people can't help but point out his behavior during the interview. And for some, it's starting to have them question if Austin was like his father, for those that didn't know him.
Now, to Austin Metcalf daddy, I see where he get it from. Huh? Listen, watermelon felon and all. I see where he get it from. All of the stuff that you said in this video and how you actually felt throughout this trial, that shows exactly who you are. I don't care what nobody say. You try to act like it's not about race, but it was. The entire time. And for everybody who even looked like me trying to say, oh, right is right, wrong is wrong. It wasn't right what happened to Austin Metcalf. Y'all goofy.
And at first, I was like, okay, this is a grieving father. Let me share some of the clips that came from this live stream.
Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
And I've got more clips coming, but for any of you that are gonna say this is AI, this is fake, this is literally a 3-hour live stream that you can go through and watch. Let me play another clip.
And now you want to talk shit? Oh, I'm being so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you.
Man, listen, man, this man just lost his child. Everybody trying to say he wrong for whatever he's saying. He didn't even come out and say nothing during the trial. I just saw something yesterday where it said the world or people, period, point blank, will judge you off of one incident of seeing you mad versus all the good things you've done. And that's just how people move. That one incident of them seeing you mad and how you react when you mad or when you hurt, that's what they gonna carry with before they carry all of the good you did with them. You could have did 99,000 good deeds for these motherfuckers. That one time you got angry, that's the time they gonna carry with them for the rest of their life about you. That's the way they gonna always look at you from that point. People gotta realize this man lost his son. His son not coming back home, bro. Like, Carmelo Anthony can come back home at some point. Another thing I want to get into, everybody talking about this, but they not talking about like the grift and stuff that's coming out about a Carmelo Anthony family and the fact that, like he said, they didn't show up to certain parts of his trial. Another thing is also, you're not finna try to DL Hughley your way into this one, bitch ass nigga, because the one thing about all of this is you've never lost a child. You've never experienced what this man has experienced. So whatever anybody, I don't care what he really too much said, because I know if it was me and I lost my son, and be real with your fucking self, you will get on camera and snap the fuck off like this too. You will get on camera and probably say some crazy ass shit too. And he ain't really even saying nothing super crazy. I could tell he not really like a racist person, because at the end of the day, he ain't used the N word. Ain't nobody clipped that. He ain't saying nothing super crazy. The most he said that was crazy was the watermelon felon thing, and that's my only thing. I don't even give a fuck about that, because at the end of the day, he just lost his fucking son. It's so much shit that he could have said that was way worse than what the fuck they're pointing out. But I'm not finna try to hold that man accountable for this moment, because at the end of the day, this man just lost his fucking child. People keep trying to make it about race. He been trying to distance himself from that, but like he said, I say this shit my damn self. We have more rights than what the fuck our predecessors had. I don't watch so many videos and react to so much shit, bro. People want to still talk about being oppressed. We're not oppressed, bro. We're not oppressed. Anybody who want to say, oh, this is an unfair trial, okay, start telling these young black men not to do stupid shit. Start teaching these young black men how to defend themselves. Start getting on that type of path, rather than trying to make it seem like we got to kill a motherfucker or pick up a bottle because we can't beat them. Like, it don't always have to resort to that. And it is like that in our culture, but I don't know if it's like that in other cultures. But I know for my community, it's definitely like that. They're going to tell you pick a bottle up or smack a nigga with something, hit a brick or whatever. But the thing is, when them consequences come, this is what happens. Everybody wants to say it's about him, the little boy being white. But if the little boy was white, even still, you already know how shit is. You already feel, you know how people going to react to this. So one of the main things you should also teach your child is to be cautious of how you react to white people and what they do to you. Because you could just beat his ass, or you could have just got your licks in and you wouldn't have to go to jail for murder. When you kill somebody, consequences will come regardless of what the color of the person is. Even if like that, if Carmelo Anthony was white, we got Chud going through what he going through because he shot a black man and he's white. And he shot a black man and that black man lived, and this man is about to possibly get 35 years to life for that. Come on now.
You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. Means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender. Whose bright ass idea was that? I don't know about you, but when I grew up, there was no participation trophy. Yeah. There wasn't a safe space created for me because my feelings were hurt.
Now watching this, I remind myself, that Austin was a child, was being raised with somebody that's spewing this kind of mentality.
If a motherfucker my son, I ain't doing no interview. I'm a different kind of man than you, what? And I'm taller and my dick bigger. Have a good day, short man.
Keep telling people to watch what comes out of folks' mouth when they mad, because Austin Metcalf's father got angry and suddenly all this ugly stuff started coming out. All these names, all these insults, all this hate. And what stood out to me wasn't even the anger. It was the fact that some people seem offended that Carmelo Anthony is still alive. Some of y'all want this story to end with 2 dead kids instead of 1. Some of y'all don't want accountability. Y'all want revenge. And those are 2 different things. The truth is, no amount of interviews, social media posts, name calling, or public outrage is going to change what happened.
So as you guys can see, a lot of people are bothered by this interview. I'm not sure what the goal of it was. It definitely seems that Jeff is still very much emotional and hurt by it.
I'm gonna kill us. Y'all could watch the rest of this shit, but that was the only person who had a valid point, bro. Only person that came up and had a valid point. Because at the end of the day, two people lost their lives pretty much, because Carmelo Anthony, he's going to jail for a long time pretty much if all of this gets said and done and the world has its way. That's like 17 and a half years or whatever they said he's facing pretty much. That's a lot of his years of his youth. Another thing that I'm gonna touch on is this: stop with the bullshit, bro. And we gotta really start teaching each other better and becoming stronger, because this is the only time we ever want to care about the young black children of today. This the only time we ever band together is after the fact of some shit happening. Same way with that little Chinese motherfucker and the little black boy. Like, he was in there about to steal and he chose not to steal. But the thing is, when I was growing up, nigga, my mama told me keep my hands out of my pocket when I go into stores. When I was growing up, I already knew Chinese people, or whatever you want to call these motherfuckers, because they're all of different descents, are going to look at me crazy when I come in a store. They going to assume I'm stealing. You see that shit in comedies all the time. I don't play around when I go into certain people's stores. I don't sit around. In no store I even go around and think about like stuffing some shit in my pocket. Another thing, you got a gun on you. Why do you have a gun on you at such a young age? Like, we have to really look at ourselves in the mirror, because a lot of this shit is kind of our fault, bro. It's how we view things, how we teach each other, and how we learn through life and how we move them. I ain't going too much justify everything that man was saying, because I don't know everything he said. But what I'm saying is this: if I lost my child, fuck with Charleston White bitch ass talking about. That's he be cool sometimes, but he's a 50-50 rider. He's gonna side with the people. Me personally, I ain't that type of nigga. I'm right and wrong all the way down the line, and it's like this: my mama lost 2 kids. You feel me? If you ain't never seen that pain of a parent losing their child, you don't know what the fuck a parent is going to do when they've lost their child. And you can't sit here and tell me what you would do if you lost your child when you haven't. And my thing is, I will say this, like I said, I would probably be doing the same fucking thing. Like, if I was him in his shoes. I'm not gonna sit here and like criminate this man over this. Be real. Like I said, we could say this about Carmelo Anthony case, but what about your other builder case? Oh, now it's because he calling people niggas. Oh, he deserved it. We doing the same thing on the other fence and the other side. It don't matter how niggas want to try to put it. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't escalate a situation to death because somebody put their hands on you, because somebody cursed you out or whatever. Now, if I get offended and I punched you, total different story. You can walk away from that punch, nigga, but you can't walk away from a bullet. You can't walk away from a stab wound in the heart, nigga. And you have to realize, nigga, he was kind of in the wrong by being in a spot he wasn't supposed to be in, because they telling him to get out of the spot. So it sounds threatening to people when you say, touch me and watch what happens. Like, people want to sit there and ignore that part, but somebody would take that as a threat. Where I come from, they would take that as a threat. In the black community, that's a threat. You touch me, you see what the fuck gonna happen to you. Something that mean I'm gonna do something to you if you touch me. So don't be trying to bullshit yourself and make it seem like this is all about race. They even showed the kids hanging out. Like, people talking about he don't know the boy. Like, this just be showing you, even what I said with the Michael Jackson situation, nobody really looks into trials and cases and see what's really going on. Because black people also testified against Carmelo Anthony. And my thing is also still, those are children who know right from wrong. And they still went up there and told the truth as far as what went down. People trying to make a conspiracy out of this and the third. But you can't do certain things in this world and not expect a retaliation. I was always told that. I was always taught that, even in school. You do something to somebody else, they going to do something back to you. You say something crazy to somebody else, they going to say something crazy back to you. You say something crazy enough, somebody might do something to you for talking like that. You gotta watch yourself, and you have to be understanding and mindful of where you're at and what you're surrounded by. Because if you don't stop and be thinking, then you're gonna lose your life to a 2-second situation. That boy stabbing that boy probably took 2 seconds. Now he done lost 17 years of his life, and that shit is gone. Ain't nobody win in this situation, because both of these kids is about to lose their whole life and childhood. When he get out of jail, he gonna be a whole nother person. Fuck what D.L. Hughley talking about. Fuck what Charleston White is talking about. Both of these kids was damaged. But that parent, that who child ain't coming home, who he can't give his son a hug when he's like after school no more, like he can't see grow up and get married and have children. Nigga, I gotta think about that and be mindful of that. I don't care if he white, man. That's a parent that lost a child. You motherfuckers don't want to think like that, but that's what it is. Simple and plain. I'm not finna make this about race. I don't care if like the situation was black and white. I wouldn't care if it was a black and white situation. Where was the other niggas? Because it was other niggas that was 9 times out of 10 at either one of these schools that was like supposed to be involved in this situation. Don't sit here and be talking to me about like no fucking this blow with black and white. If he was white, this wouldn't happen. Because it's happening right now to a white man named Chud the Builder. I'm gonna keep bringing this nigga up because at the end of the day, that's literally the same thing. Because he shot a nigga 7 times or some shit like that for getting punched. Not push, punch. And a judge is about to sentence this man almost to life pretty much. And he's stopping every possible way for him to even bail himself out. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. Like, subscribe, peace, I'm out. These snakes is lurking, observing, trying to close your curtains. These hoes be perping. OG told me, boy, watch your back. They come, ayy.